Good appropriate time of the day to you, friends and enemies. Here I am, up in the top corner, being a skeleton. Now, no, good appropriate time of the day to you, friends and enemies. I am Richard, and this whole thing around us, he said, going through the thing again, is LMTDTMFFR, or say it with me now, limited time offer, no vowels. And how are you doing this morning? I am happy, because I forgot this was coming out. I forgot it was coming out now, anyway. And, you know, we have been through... clowns, indeed. Clowns. Stupid clowns. But yes, this is, Broken Sword. Again. Because we played through all of the Broken Swords. Yeah, we went through all 5 of them. And I can't recall if we did the director's cut for 1 and 2 or not. But this is a new version of Broken Sword that came out yesterday. Yes. I like the Broken Sword series enough that I am prepared to get it on like day 1 sort of thing. I still didn't pay full price for it. I still got like 20% off or something. I forget exactly. Might have only been 15, but it was a percentage number in the teens or higher. But yes. So yeah. And I really do enjoy the Broken Sword series. One of my favourites. George Stobbart is a a classic hero. But yes, it came out yesterday, so I went, oh right, yes, we'll have that instead of trying to figure out a scary thing. Well, I don't know. Killer assassins, they're pretty scary, all the same, but still. Killer assassins, not just regular assassins, but killer assassins. Yeah? Great. Well done. But yes, here we are with Broken Sword, and as I say, they've already made the joke. Reforged. I did play the director's cut. Thank you for confirming that. So yeah. Back to see what new things they've got here. They've got updated graphics, at the very least. I've seen that. And from what I hear, though obviously I only looked at a few reviews. I mean, I don't know why I didn't look at more reviews, because it's not as if they're going to spoil the story for me or anything. But yeah, apparently there are lines in this which weren't in the original. But it's not that they've gone back and re-recorded it with somebody else, or getting the original actors in to do it. It's that they were unused lines that they had from the 90s, when they originally recorded it. So, who knows? We'll find out what is going on there. Yeah? So this will be our Friday, Saturday game, and I don't expect it to take 2, maybe 3 sessions at the outside, depending on how slow I play it. But yeah, over we go to Broken Sword to see what is going on. Hey? Why not? Oh, I'll tell you what. Before we do that, I'll plug my headphone. And we can have that beep 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 there, rather than interrupting the opening bit. Alright, here we go. New game. Everybody be prepared for exciting new cinematics. Clearly you remember every puzzle and solution. It's possibly one of the things that I will remember. Because of the number of times I've played this and how ingrained into me this is. I think I said this when I played the director's cut. I still have at the very least, I have the extra manual that came with it, which was not a manual, it was a history of the Knights Templar booklet that came with it. I might still have the actual instruction manual as well. I'm pretty certain I've got the CDs, including the one which was for Broken Sword 2. So yeah. I'm also interested to see if they've kept the Easter eggs which were in the original. So we will find out. I can remember how to access one of them. I don't remember the second one. But anyway. Oh, enjoy the interactive story at your own pace. Incidental actions you have tried before are removed. Automatic hints for gentle guidance during gameplay. Or original adventure game experience. Keep track of repeat actions by yourself. Manual hints only. Well, they've got a hint system in there. Oh, yes, they did say that in the thing. I had just forgotten it. So, yeah. No, we'll go classic. Classic. I mean, No, I want to do classic. And I did see deaths. Deaths have been added back in here. Because I do not think we could die in the director's cut. Or they did not show the dead bodies and stuff. Which... Huzzah! So I'm inordinately happy that I can die in this game now. And we're using a mouse. So no upside down controller for us. Now, here we go. Left click to walk about. Okay. Cool. Can I move on? No, now I can. Move cursor to find points of interest. Alright. But you're not going over the thing which is a point of interest. So I don't know if that's going to change the cursor or not. Thank you for making that. Alright. Whenever something interests, action icons will pop up. Okay, cool. Fine. So you are telling me that now. Left click to interact. Right click to examine. Okay, so slightly newer controls. Click down there to show the menu bar. Oh yeah, I might have to move my head depending on what's going on. I don't know. Access menu options, game help, and controls here. Excellent. Alright, thank you very much. Let us begin.
Paris in the fall. The last months of the year and the end of the millennium. The city holds many memories for me. Of cafes, of music, of love, and of death.
Oh, the old style going into the new style. Nice. Nice touch. I cannot recall if all of the names were there before. I guess they were, because they just juiced it up a bit. Juice? I don't know. You would do that. There we go. We were talking about all the originals, and no, we're going to get the new people stuff come up. He said, talking over the credits. You're not allowed to read all of this stuff. Don't look at it. Nobody looks at the credits. This is that crow slowly making his way. You can tell we're in Paris because there's the Eiffel Tower. Why would you just pop a balloon? Come on, man. You deserve to be exploded. And there we go. Up. Ready for action.
As I picked myself up, all I could hear was the ceaseless drone of traffic. Life went on around me. But the explosion was to change my life forever.
Indeed. Alright. Well, yes, let's do the control. Let's do the first thing that we should always do in this situation.
I contemplated crawling under the umbrella and pretending none of this had ever happened.
No, why didn't you?
The umbrella had protected me from the bomb blast, but it was of no use to me now.
I mean, maybe it would be. Oh. Okay. So they start to... Right. So we can look at them as we go near them. Alright. There's a newspaper. Let's examine this.
Wrapped around the lamppost was a newspaper.
Aha. Well, then we'll have that newspaper for some reason. Because it's an adventure game and picking them up is always the thing to do.
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state. That was the only news story. The rest was rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. Then I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read Salah ad-Din, 1345.
Alright. You found an item. New control help is available. View this now. Go on. I don't think I know it. Click here. Or press spacebar to see your items. Okay. Right, click on an item to examine it. Left to use an item, left click to first carry it. Move over to something else to click it. Yes, adding an apple to your coffee. I assume it's coffee in a French Parisian cafe. But, you know, maybe it's tea or some other drink. Yep, apple and book. They obviously go together. Alright, let's have a look. You're going to give me the same.
It was a Paris daily tabloid newspaper, full of sex, scandal, and sports results.
In 1.5 years, back in my day, we used to play video games. I mean, I'm playing video games back in the day. I'm playing a video game I played back in the day.
Snake just redeemed make me say a vowel.
Alright. I will say a vowel. What's this table over here? I believe
Snake just redeemed sit on it and swivel.
I considered straightening the table, but I figured it best not to disturb the evidence.
Oh dear.
Snake just redeemed hydrate.
Hydrate as well, alright.
The table had been overturned by the explosion.
It's a bang.
Snake just redeemed loud noises.
Loud noises as well. Okay. Alright, in we go. And that is one thing that I have turned on.
Snake just redeemed stretch.
Stretch. That is one thing that I have got turned on. Oh, they're down there. Is fast transitions. So when you walk to the exit, you do it quickly. You don't have to see all of the walk animation. Right, and that's all of them. Okay. Right, well, time to do things. Yeah, alright, we'll go over to the big screen. I will have things playing in the background, but I need to unplug. This is why I'm always plugging it in at the beginning, because I always forget to plug it in again. But still. Yes. Swiveling, swivel, 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 around, round, and round. You! Why are you making me do this, you? I don't like doing this. Why are you not playing video games and finding some other way of entertaining yourself, rather than making me spin round and round and round? Do you feel like... I don't know. Do you feel good about yourself for making me swivel around and around and around? You should do. I'm happy to do it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Also, loud noises. I mean, there is a famous goat in this game. So it could be meh, meh, meh. So there are some loud noises. Hydrating and stretch. Well, I'll have a drink first, and then I will stretch. Delicious, delicious water. And then we shall stretch. Yes, need to make sure that everything is all stretched out before we do all of this pointing and clicking. I should stretch my finger as well for the pointing and the clicking, and rotate my thumb for all the mouse rollerball wheel movement that I'm doing. So yeah, there we go. All ready, all done. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making me do these things. Thank you for doing it for a year and a half. That is a considerable amount of time. I don't want to think what I've done with my time. Probably streamed games most of the time. Still, there we go. Alright. Let's see how George Stobbart is getting up in this time before streaming games was a thing. Hey, there's a person here. Oh, no, it's not a person, it's a dead body. I mean, it used to be a person, but hey.
It was the body of the old man. It was hard to believe I'd seen him alive only minutes before.
I mean, it would have been less minutes, but I had to take time out to stretch and spin around on the spot. Hello, old man.
I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the dead man's pockets. No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page.
Alright. There's a bottle.
A mysteriously undamaged bottle of spirit stood on the bar.
Well, we'll have that, thank you. Because, you know...
I needed a stiff drink, but I hated the taste of brandy.
Alright, well, we won't have it. I know we can give it to you, and it causes, not problems exactly, but inconsistencies within the story.
The pretty young waitress was unconscious.
You tell the police. Alright, well, let's wake her up then.
Oh, my head. Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Sherry?
George Stobbart, ma'am.
Oh,
Hey,
American.
got his name.
She asked the question quite innocently, but I could sense her reserve. It was something which seemed to afflict all Europeans. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
No, I'm not a doctor. Let's do this. Wow. Is my voice being drowned out by the music there? Because that is sounding loud. I might have to change that when we're done here. Even though it's beautiful music. No.
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
No, I'm not a doctor. I don't know the correct medicinal dosage for you.
You could be in shock. No alcohol.
What about your man? Is he dead?
Yes. I'm not a doctor, but I do know he's dead.
Yes, he is.
Ah, mon Dieu.
No, she faints again. Back down there. Misjudge a moment to calm someone's nerve. Truth bomb. Achievement unlocked. Alright, okay. Well, that's a shame. 28.6% of players have got this achievement. I'm just looking at the very first thing to see what was on there. It's not the most common achievement. The most common achievement is hidden at the moment, and is 59.8% of players have got it. So, onwards to see what's going on. Alright, can I talk to you again?
She didn't respond. If I wanted another cappuccino, I'd have to serve myself.
Alright, okay. Well then, I guess time to head outside and see what's going on. Nothing else in here. He said doing a quick scan with his mouse. Oh, no. I could have menu options. But no. Onwards. Oh, and I'm so excited by this. I forgot to even mention... Yeah, I'm turning the music down a little bit. I'm so excited by this. I forgot to even mention that Taskmaster was on last night. That was good. Whee! Just a little bit. Let's put it down to about 50%. I'm sure that'll be fine. Yes, apply these changes, thank you. And where is it? No, not that one. It must be... No, it is game graphics. Look, there. You can go back to the original ones. So you can have a look. Let's have a quick look, eh? Wow. Wow. Look at those. I don't know if you can, if there's a button you can press to switch between them on the fly. But yeah, wow, those are certainly some graphics, eh? As crisp and as clear as I do not remember them. Let me go back to the other stuff. There we go. That's better. Now we can see without all those pixels getting in the way, eh? But yes, episode 2 of Taskmaster was on. Oh, beep beep yourself. Down here. This is where the clown went. Episode 2 of the UK version of Taskmaster season 18, 16, 17, one of the teen numbers anyway. It was great. Well, it was fun to see the teams doing tasks. It was good to have a hidden, mysterious task that Jack immediately said, hey, this is how we're doing it. I'm doing it immediately. But yeah, that was fun. 18, thank you. Alright, let's look at the window.
The window was protected by stout-looking iron bars.
It was. If we shake them... No. Alright, what about going up the drain pipe? Could they have escaped up the drain pipe?
The drain pipe looked as if it would bear my weight. I took a deep breath and prepared to climb the drain pipe. I guess the clown had an escape over the rooftops.
Or it weighed considerably less than you. Trash can.
It was a battered old trash can.
Let's have a look inside the trash can. What could possibly be inside the trash can? Nothing. What about the boxes?
It was a stack of cardboard boxes which had once contained bottles of wine.
And here?
I examined the boxes closely. They were damp and smelly and decidedly empty.
I don't remember that you could examine the boxes in the first one. Don't remember that. It's possible, but yeah.
It was a battered old trash can.
Yep, it was. I would have to go back and get the original and have that.
It smelled like someone had dumped a truckload of fish in a locker room on a hot summer afternoon.
I do remember you can vaguely move the crate.
It was a plastic crate.
Go over there and nudge it with your foot or something, so that it wobbles ever so slightly. Yep, there we go.
There was nothing of interest.
I remembered. Alright. Anything else over here? No? Okay. Well, there's the trash can and the manhole cover. We've got another trash can to look at, but yeah. Taskmaster Season 18, he said, going backwards and forwards and flip-flopping between things. The live task that they did right at the end. That just seemed... I don't know. All luck, almost. Yeah, it's just... There was no way for anybody to manipulate anything. Or, think cleverly. It was just spin the thing. I don't know. I cannot recall exactly what the wording on the task was. But if it just said, spin it, and then you need to get the most number, or, you need to get the most in a row, then could you just, grab hold of the wheel and manually move it a little bit so that it went onto the correct colour of whatever you wanted, and then let go, and then move on, and then go, yeah, I spun it. Look, the wheel moved in a spinning type motion, because, once you have done that once, everybody can do that. Everybody knows. So, then it becomes nobody wins. So, there was no opportunity for cleverness or thinking outside the box or anything, which is a shame. That is really what I enjoy. Or complete chaos. And there wasn't enough of that. It was just a structured thing when you span a wheel and it landed on a thing. So yeah, it was unfortunate. It just didn't hit for me. Alright, trash can. We looked at that one,
It was a battered old trash can.
What could be in this trash can? Is it something? Oh, it's jump scare cat! Well, what else? What's in there now? Is there
I'd
another
had
cat?
it with sticking my nose into French trash cans.
Had you? Can I go to another trash can and do it?
I'd had it with sticking my nose into French trash cans.
Alright, okay. But look, we still have the manhole cover. Should be battered old trash.
It was an iron cover concealing the entrance to a drain or sewer.
No, well then let's open it with our hands.
I tried to lift the cover with my fingers, but couldn't gain any leverage.
Oh well. Alright, well there's nothing else in here right now. We can't climb up to these. Can't use this drain pipe to pull it off the wall to go and investigate these bars, which also don't go anywhere. Let's go this way. I mean, we could just walk out this direction. I mean, there's a wall here, so I don't know. Maybe it's meant to show that there's a cul-de-sac. I'm not sure. No, but I mean, we can't. So, wait, what did we see? It was the umbrella, was it? The table. Did we look at this table? I know we looked at this table.
The table had been overturned by the explosion.
And this table?
I considered straightening the table, but I figured it best not to disturb the evidence.
Okay. Can I get you to move faster? No. Smash battered old hat. I don't know if a bistro has... I guess, I mean... Would a bistro have a liquor license? I guess they must have for this, but I don't know. Oh, window. We didn't look at the window.
The blast had blown out the glass, leaving a gaping hole.
Good to know.
I examined the jagged glass remaining in the window. It was broken, all right.
Yep. Now what about this way? Can we examine that? No. Alright, well let's go in that direction and meet important police officers.
Freeze! Hold it, right there.
Oh, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, eh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant Moo. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche.
Inspector Moo.
What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur. Stop holding your breath at once.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur.
Just be holding
But
his
I
breath.
prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead. Clearly, the killer knew of his presence and...
How many times have I warned you about premature extrapolation? All we know is that he is dead.
It seemed reasonable to assume...
A great detective assumes nothing. Take Maigret, for instance.
But he was a fictitious character, monsieur. Why, he was no more real than Poirot or Tintin.
That's different, Moo. They were comedy Belgians.
Comedy
Anyway,
Belgians.
it is unlikely that even you will learn much from talking to the dead. Examine the girl and take her
Isn't
statement.
the girl facing the wrong way
if
now?
you can.
She wasn't that way round before.
Et maintenant, to business.
Too busy in this. Oh, I should have done an outrageous French accent as
Your name, please,
as loud noises.
George Stobbart.
or-
I'm from California.
Never mind.
and what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobbart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so, apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Yeah, we kind of did, but we're going to stop here while I look at the chats. Innocent and American, the latter implies the former is a lie. Exactly. That's exactly what they were hinting at with their subtle European take on things. And on a different note, you found a hilariously dumb video making fun of point-and-click games, sometimes at dumb moon logic. Moon logic is what they call it. But yes, alright. I will click on that. Is that Mastodon? Is that mmas.to? Is that what that is? I'll look at that. And it was the case of the stupid cop. It was indeed the case of the stupid cop. Yeah, we saw him coming in. I wonder if there's an achievement for saying no for every time. And just being... No, there's one point where you have to say yes. So, I don't know. Well, we're not going to say no every time. I'm going to say yes. We did see the cop come in. Let's be entirely honest. All cops are... I mean, as they pointed out, all cops are Belgian. Well, Poirot's not a cop, and neither is Tintin, and a reporter. So, not all cops are Belgian. That B must stand for something else. But I don't know. What could it be?
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see
13,
anyone
12.
else
Oh,
in the
1312.
cafe?
Yes, ACAB. Okay. Did we see anyone else? No, we didn't see anyone else. That was a clown. As I say, entirely honest American George Stobbart who hasn't lied at all. I am not a clown. I am a clown. But George Stobbart just saw a clown.
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon, the picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll leave. She confirms the American statement. A clown with an accordion, no doubt an elaborate and eccentric disguise.
Very well. Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave.
I
I
mean,
hope
we
this
knew
little
nothing from the
incident
beginning.
does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
Sorry, I will.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
Yeah.
I honestly believe you are in no danger, monsieur. Should you remember anything of importance, please contact me. My card.
Dun dun dun.
Thanks.
That is all. You may go.
And the thing I was
There's
saying
not
is,
much to go on, monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious? If
Stop
the door
interrupting me,
can
I'm the
only be
star of this.
opened.
Not you.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
Academic? You are about to witness a scientific breakthrough.
There we go. And there, the introduction of the co-lead of all of the Broken Sword games. Nico Collard. There she is, taking photos. Or just stand here dumbly. What I was gonna say, now we will stop that, is, yes, he said, I am satisfied you know nothing. I mean, he knew that from the beginning. He said he was an American. And you're going to bed. Need to get the last of your work done before you leave on Sunday for vacation. Well, have a great vacation from Sunday onwards. And, you know, get some good sleep. Yeah. Good sleep is just as important as a good vacation. Perhaps even more so, because, you know, you want to go on vacation a few times a year if you're lucky. But you should be going to sleep every day. Hey, Sergeant Moo. Oh, I could have done.
The sergeant was a scrawny man in his
as well.
50s who resembled a constipated chicken. Excuse me, Sergeant.
You heard the inspector. Go on, monsieur.
I don't know how. He gave me his card, isn't it neat?
Look, Sergeant, the inspector gave me his card.
Yes, monsieur. He wants you to advise him if you have any information concerning this case.
Well, I'd be glad to talk with him. but I don't want him working his psycho weirdness on me.
Ah, no, monsieur. You are confusing the science of parapsychology with witchcraft.
Oh yeah? What's the difference?
We don't do sacrifices.
There we go. Oh. Wait, what? You're still hearing me, right? Because it's just come up. Hey! I don't recognise what device you are using. Meh. We'll figure that out later. Unless I run out of charge in the middle of this. Alright, let's say that again.
I've got Inspector Rosso's address card.
Yes, monsieur. You showed me before.
I've got Inspector Rosso's address card.
Yes, monsieur. You showed me before.
Yeah, but I showed it to you again.
I found this in the street, Sergeant.
That, monsieur, is a newspaper, no?
There's a note written on it. Salah Eddin, 1345.
Ah. So, the meeting with the clown was planned.
How do you make that out?
The time of the explosion was between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, n'est-ce pas?
I guess so. But what about the name?
Aha!
That stumped you, hasn't it?
I have never been stumped, as you put it, in my life, monsieur. It is the name assumed by the clown, no?
Salah Eddin the clown? I don't think so.
You got anything else to go on the
Did
newspaper?
I show you this newspaper?
Yes, monsieur.
Alright, okay. Well, can you tell me anything about the old man? Like, how old was he? And was he a man? Because those are the only two things I know right now. I'm questioning everything.
I was one of the last people to see the victim alive, Sergeant.
Does that worry you?
Yes, it does. I feel I owe it to him to find his killer.
That is best left to the authorities, monsieur. Did he speak to you? Tell you anything?
No, he just grinned and nodded.
Don't let it trouble you, monsieur. Go home and try to forget.
And there we go. That's George Stobbart's psychology in a nutshell. Or a look at his mind, at least. Hey, I was one of the last people to speak to this person, even though I didn't speak. You know, I interacted with him just by smiling at him or whatever. And now I feel compelled to solve his murder. So, let's tell them about the clown again. Do you think clowns really do kill people? Are there such things as killer clowns?
I really did see the clown. He ran into the alley across the street.
Did you follow him?
I lost him. I figured he went underground.
Do you know how many kilometers of sewers there are beneath this great city?
It's not a question I've lost sleep over.
I have no doubt that Inspector Rousseau will organize a proper search.
Alright, well, tell me about Inspector Rousseau.
How did you and Rosso arrive at the scene of the explosion so quickly? You arrived within minutes. Was it a tip-off?
Inspector Rousseau's sources are a perpetual mystery to me, monsieur. There are some who say he has made a pact with the devil.
And what do you think?
I think he is the devil.
Oh, really? I've got his home address. It doesn't say hell on there.
What is Rosso doing with that girl?
He is giving her the once-over, as you Americans say.
Huh?
Once he gets his teeth into a case, nothing will shake him off.
Was he serious about all that psycho-detective stuff?
Of course. Inspector Rousseau is a pioneer and a visionary. His revolutionary methods, once perfected, may change the face of law enforcement forever.
I can't see it taking off in L.A.
What about the briefcase? He had a briefcase. It got stolen.
Did you find the victim's briefcase yet?
No, sir. The inspector gave me specific instructions to guard this door. Until he countermands these orders or backup arrives, here I stay.
Alright, bye.
See you later, Sergeant.
Indeed. Now, just to go over the things which could have happened, which we didn't do. If we'd given the girl brandy, she wouldn't have remembered anything about the clown. Poor waitress getting drunk again. And if we'd told her we were a doctor, then the police would be more suspicious of us. Not that either of those things changes the plot at all. There is no way, as far as I can tell, to change anything that happens in the plot. This is a well-structured movie or book that you are playing through. Really, there are no deviations from the story, but it's quite fun all the same. It's not a criticism of it. Who is this woman?
The girl presented a confident but sullen mask to the world, an expression more suited to the face of a delinquent youth.
Maybe she is a delinquent youth. Hey, you.
Excuse me, mademoiselle?
Oh, you must be talking to me. Says the only mademoiselle here.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yeah, that's right, on holiday in Paris. Some holiday, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with an hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah,
Why would she
he went
care?
inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh no, nothing like that. I am Nico Collard from La Liberté.
What's that, some kind of nightclub?
No, it is a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you can interview me about the bombing. You know, an eyewitness account. Minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll
You
just stick to the
overestimate
facts,
how
thank you.
much
Did you
this
see who
bomb-
planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but it was dressed like a clown.
Oh God, it's him again.
Dun 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 dun. Clown again? What do you mean again? Clown? Tell me about clowns.
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
And because this is just the because it is the reforged version of the original and not of the director's cut, we don't get any of the side quests, the expanded mission, the whatever we want to call it, about Nicole and her father that was in the director's cut. So yeah, because they added a bit on at the beginning for her and connecting her more deeply to the Templars mystery. But we don't get that because it wasn't part of the original. So hey, there we go. What about you?
You speak very good English for a French girl.
Thanks. You speak very good English from America.
Yep. Hey, what about the man who you talked about? Did you want to see him for some reason? You didn't ask her how she was feeling. Yes, that is true. But I mean, I was in a bomb explosion. And
Who was the
were
guy
outside
you were
taking
supposed to
pictures.
meet?
His name was Planter. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation.
No. Oh, we can ask about the clown again. Interesting.
Why won't you tell me about this clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number.
Oh no, am I ending the conversation with you now?
You help me with my story, and I'll let you in on what I know. And let's get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures.
No,
But I
I
promise
didn't
you.
ask you about
Fine,
the papers
I'll,
or anything
see you
else.
soon.
I had so many things to ask you. Come back here. Oh, a lamppost. Alright. Well, let's look at this lamppost instead. That'll do better than the missing out on all the conversation options, eh?
It was an iron lamppost. I considered climbing the lamppost, but it wasn't going to shed any light on the affair.
The lamppost will shed light on the affair, though, eh? Ho ho ho. Alright, well, let's go this way. Now to talk to the man digging the diggy hole.
The muscular workman wore a morose expression, like a silent warning to leave him to get on with his job.
Well, tough luck. We're talking to you.
Hi, can you spare a few minutes?
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah, I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He
I
thought
mean,
I was
no,
a
I don't
terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess.
Did you see a clown come this way?
Did you see a clown come by this way?
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Huh! Those guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
You noticed me? Alright, I'm gonna push you about the clown. Grr.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
A clown that dressed like an accountant. That would be an interesting thing to say to a send to a child's birthday party.
Listen, I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Kill a clown from outer space.
Who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
I guess not. How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Didn't you hear the
Yes.
explosion? The cafe was blown up.
I wondered what that bang was. Any bodies?
Yeah,
Are there any
an
dead
old man
people?
was killed.
Man,
I love them.
I didn't think it was that serious. What about the waitress?
Oh, she's fine.
Thank the saints.
Did you notice an old man? I mean, he was old, so it doesn't matter that he's dead, because, you know, his life was almost over anyway. That's obviously what this is expressed.
Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Quel bit. I could have knocked his block off.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantau.
Was he the one who died in the cafe?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and
I'd called him
remorse are
worse
strange
things.
emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people.
Alright, hey, I've got a card. Are you jealous?
Take a look at this.
You told me you weren't a cop.
Don't shout about it. I'm working undercover.
Who are you looking for?
That's confidential.
The clown.
Check out my card.
I've seen it already.
Would you like to read my newspaper?
Oh, I'm doing this too early. Damn
I
it.
haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way,
We're
I
missing
wouldn't
out on all
get that.
kinds of action
He'd have
today.
me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Because now you're going to run away, and I forgot I needed to.
Ah,
I wanted to talk to you
look
about
at
these
this.
things.
Damn bleeding heart liberals. Tja! Save the dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah, that's more like it. Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Saladin running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend! Bucephalus reborn, mon ami! Like a streak of lightning she is!
Well, on the plus
Do me a
side,
favor, won't you? Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that
now we
knife.
can just access the stuff. Well, that's certainly a walking animation. We got a telephone.
It was a huge and weighty looking engineer's telephone.
We got nobody. I guess we can call Nico Collard. There we go. Saladin, 1345. Nico Collard. Well, he's some kind of artist, isn't he?
Bonjour, Collard.
Oh, hi. It's George Stobbart, the American at the cafe.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
Well, I haven't had a lot of luck.
You found nothing.
No.
Look, I'm very busy right now. Call me if you have any news, okay?
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Adieu, monsieur.
Yeah, see ya.
Well, there we go. Look, you have to go around and find phones to call somebody. They don't have mobile phones. Free mobile phones this game was. Jeez. Man, that takes me back.
It was a battered metal toolbox.
Well, my metal toolbox now. Or my metal tools.
I'd found just what I wanted. A tool for lifting manhole covers.
Man, there it is. Look at it in all its glory.
It was a metal rod with a handle at one end and a short crosspiece at the other.
Oh, we can walk off of there, but I don't think we've got anywhere to go. But let's click on this so it's not going to make us miss anything. Oh no, we can go to the police station. Alright, well, we're going to stick here anyway. Ooh, what a nice, better quality map it is. We can see all the names of the districts outside of Paris as well. Look at that. Nice. I don't remember that in the original. Oh, look. What have we got? There's the Arc de Triomphe. The Eiffel Tower. And now I've run out of places that I know in France. Or at least tourist hotspots.
Set into the huge gate was a smaller access door.
Well, let's go knock on that door. What's the worst that can happen?
The door was securely locked.
Well, maybe if I use... Let's try using an item on a thing. What if I use a sewer key on there? No, it's not a sewer. Meh. Alright.
Set into the huge gate was a smaller access door.
Sorry, I didn't actually mean to do that. I'm just going in this direction. Beep. Alright. Hey, Sergeant Moo. Would you like to see a sewer access key? I'm gonna go and access a sewer with this key.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
Please go away, monsieur.
What do you suppose this tool is used for, Sergeant Moo?
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
I don't think so. I found it in that workman's toolbox.
Found it? I hope you did not steal it, monsieur.
Do I look like a common thief? He asked me to look after his hole and his belongings.
You certainly know how to enjoy your vacation to the fullest, monsieur.
He didn't say his belongings. He just said... There we go. Whee! He just said the hole. Oh, I keep going up here because this is where you would access the inventory in the original. So yeah, having to go down to the exact opposite place, that sure is a pain. But alright, here we go. Time to access. I don't like the way that metal was bending.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
Oh, it's the manhole cover.
It was a heavy cast iron cover. The
Oh,
cover
move it
was
back
too
again.
heavy and awkward to lift with my bare hands.
Well, can you move it again with it? I don't think you can move it again with the sewer key. Maybe you can. Oh, you can. Huh. Alright, maybe before we leave this area, we'll come back and cover it over again. You know, just to be nice and polite. And make sure nobody else falls down it, and the cat doesn't get trapped down there. Because, you know, I feel responsible for the cat, having kicked it out of its trash can home. Smashed old battered hat. Trash can. Look at the upgraded graphics and fidelity and stuff that's on here. Oh, it's amazing. Ooh, there's a dead rat over here. I don't ever remember seeing that before. I mean, I remember this great stuff. Yeah. Look, there's a red ball. A lovely red ball. You can throw it around in our hands.
It was a shiny red plastic ball, sat incongruously on the slippery green slime floor.
Well, it's mine
As
now.
I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn. It was the clown's red nose.
Let's look at the red nose.
The nose was hollow. Printed on the inside were the words, La Risée du Monde, Paris.
Ah, we've already seen La Risée du Monde, Paris, because that is what I used as my opening screen, with me pretending to be a skeleton. Okay, there's nothing else to do in there. Well, let's keep on walking down this sewer. Who knows what we might find down here? Maybe a giant crocodile or alligator, eh? Ah, no, it's a tissue from a sewer. Yes, I must pick that up.
It was a soggy, crumpled paper tissue.
Well, that's mine now.
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
Tissue.
It was the soggy tissue I'd found in the sewers.
Alright, well, here's a railing.
The railing was put there for a simple reason, to stop people getting past. It worked.
I mean, no. I mean, yes, vaguely. But, I mean, the railing is put in places to stop people from falling over it, usually, if there is nothing beyond the railing, which in this case there isn't. If it was to stop you getting past, then there would be something to get past to. But the path doesn't continue. So, you know, go and try and climb over it or go around it or stick yourself in the spikes or something. No, you can't move it. Look at those high definition teeth while he's exercising himself there. Amazing.
It was a small scrap of cloth caught on a rusting spike.
Well, we'll take that.
I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
Well, what do you
It was a scrap of material I'd found in the sewer.
Alright, scrap of material. Now we can go up. Out of the sewers, away from the running water that is probably making everybody want to use the toilet.
Hi there.
Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back. And now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there, immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that.
Alright.
Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
I was looking for shadowy, mysterious figures, a clown, a telephone, a blue telephone. I was looking for a clown. As I say, gonna be honest as I can in this playthrough.
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu, that is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu. Then, the man I chased, do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well,
Dun, dun, dun.
yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you were doing down the sewer.
Yes, it does.
For all I know, you are in league with him.
I mean, that is
no,
possible.
I'm
but-
just a tourist.
Most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
Alright, well, we can ask you about things. Let us ask you about the old man. Did he come out of the sewer?
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
Oh, we know his name.
No, he
now.
doesn't. Who is he?
The man who was killed in the cafe. I'm gonna find the guy responsible. I'll find him. Even if it means following him down every sewer in every city in Europe.
Ah, you need some sensible boots. You won't get far in those stupid sneakers.
Don't think you go down any other sewers in this game. Oh no, you do. The sewers beneath. Or is that the second game? We'll find out. I think it must be this game because you've got the clown nose. So yeah. So you do go into another set of sewers. So yeah. Hey, what about the waitress?
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
Oh, hey, she isn't hurt, is she?
No, she's fine.
Oh, thank heavens. A poor girl like her isn't safe with the likes of you roaming the streets.
But I was.
Can't you understand? I'm not a gangster. I'm an American tourist.
Ah, that's what you say.
Yeah, it is.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
I didn't notice. Now are you going to leave? Or do I have to call the police?
I want to ask you about the clown, first of all.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
What is there to tell? He was a typical criminal type. Just like you.
I got into the sewer via this exciting sewer key.
This is what I used to open the manhole cover.
Just as I thought. You were up to no good down those sewers, weren't you?
One slip and I would have been up to my neck.
Not a good visual. You got anything else to say about this?
Did I show you my tool?
Yes, you did.
Ooh, missus. What a double entendre that was.
Take a look at this false nose.
I've never seen it before in my life.
Alright, are you sure?
Take a look at this false nose.
I told you, I have never seen it before.
But you have seen it before, because I have shown you it before.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting. What on earth possessed you to show it to me?
I picked it up in a
Someone
sewer.
had emptied their nostrils into it.
No. I mean, maybe.
Did I show you this tissue?
We miss you.
What about this piece of tartan?
Do you recognize this material?
I am not telling you anything.
Oh, well, I want to
Are
know
you
things.
sure you've never seen this material before?
I told you, I have nothing to say.
Alright, well then I will show you a business card.
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
My card. Mine in the sense that I have been given it and now own it. Not mine as in I am
What
that
is this?
person.
Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you. And I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you.
Yeah, I'm
It is your
protagonist.
posture, your poise. Oh, yes. There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army, you know. When I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help
Sure.
you, Inspector?
Let's start over from the beginning. And tell it just like it was.
Are you sure it wasn't the African desert? Not the desert? No? Did you get that right? You read it correctly? Alright, okay. What about this red nose?
Take a look at this false nose.
Aha! That looks like a clown's nose to me.
Precisely. He must have dropped it in his panic.
Unless he wanted you to find it.
Why would he want to do that?
To put you off the scent.
What do you mean?
Take a look at this false nose.
You showed me before, monsieur.
Alright.
Did I show you this tissue?
We miss you.
Oh dear. What about the sewer tool?
Did
Are
I
you
show
impressed
you my
now?
tool?
Oui, monsieur. Just like mine. Except that it is much smaller.
I don't think I got that joke when I was young. Still. Alright, the person you got out of the sewer, were they a clown?
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an armlock. His face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron, but he did not know what he was up against. Oh no, he made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture.
Alright, what about the old man?
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
What about the
Do you know
lady
the
at
waitress
cafe?
at the cafe?
So you don't want to hear about my experiences in the desert? I fought to make this country what it is today.
I'm sure you did, but I'm a little short of time.
I mean, what does that have to do with the waitress?
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui! Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Now, I might be exposing a sick, twisted secret here, but I don't cut my toenails weekly. I mean, I cut them reasonably regularly so that they don't destroy my socks or don't get too pointy and jab at people, but every week? Am I a sick, twisted person who should have been doing this every week? Am I learning now that I shouldn't be exposing this secret here on this stream? Oh, never mind. Alright. Tell me
Was the
about
guy
the
you saw
briefcase.
carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, it was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
But you
That
didn't
belongs
notice
to
it
the
before.
victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs, stolen jewels.
I don't know, but the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Yeah, that's probably true. And what about this that we haven't shown you yet? Is this important? He said, knowing that it was.
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
That is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
Can I have this jacket, or see it, or interact with it in some way?
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. Pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
What was the name?
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romany seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind.
Tell me more about the jacket.
What was the name on the label?
It was a foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
Why not?
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little secret number that I learned in the desert. I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
It comes in handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not
Also-
rely on honesty to pay the bills.
I'm not a police officer. I mean, I don't know whether I would have remembered a phone number that I have seen once. Not even when I was much younger, but nowadays, no, I can barely remember any phone numbers. You know, you put them in your phone, instead of somebody tells you, you put it in your phone, and then you forget it's there, and then you just, can use it to text, or whatever else it is. I mean, How often do you even get somebody's phone number these days? Nah, here's your WhatsApp. Whatever, move on. Alright, bye!
I have to be going. Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Raymond, I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
I will.
I'll let you out.
Nah, through the
I
mysterious
hope you
door.
find your man, Inspector.
So do I.
We can use the telephone again, now that we have a new number. Oh, am I missing a thing? Hey, B. Todrick.
Hello? Who is this? Hi. My name's George Stobbart. You don't know me. Correct, Mr. Stobbart. I don't. What can I do for you? Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you? No. No, that's not possible. Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name. What are you talking about? Who are you working for? I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice. Thank God. I thought you were the police. There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save. You're collecting for charity, yes? No, I'm not. All I want from you is information. Go on. I'm listening.
Do you know a man called Plantard?
You know a guy
Plantar.
called Plantar? No,
Plantar.
I never heard of him.
Are you sure?
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood? I told you, I never heard of Plantar. I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home. You forgot the puppy. Huh? The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice. Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think? I don't know, Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
Oh, what about a clown suit then?
What do you know about the clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte? I don't have no idea what you're talking about. You're cool, Todrick.
You don't have
But
no
I
idea.
think you know more
so you
than
have
you're
an
saying.
idea.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if you're saying that to make me think you don't know what I mean, but this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick. I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
Ah, but what about a clown?
Did you know that one of your customers was a part-time clown? If a guy feels happy with a funny nose and custard down his pants, what's the problem?
Alright, well,
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
I guess we'll have to come back to you. I just realised, I'm not sure. I guess, can I save from here? I can. Alright, yeah, because... Well, and I'll just get a quick save there. Just because I had no idea. Alright, well, before we do anything else... Let's go and close that manhole cover like I said I would, just because. Oops. Going up to the top to try and do it. Put in the manhole cover, back on the thing, breaking my back, doing work. Then we'll go over to Monsieur Moo. Hello, Sergeant.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes,
Moo.
I've tracked down the clown's movements, Sergeant.
is that so, monsieur?
I did.
Yeah. There's a man down the street who saw him crawling out of the sewer.
Dressed as a clown?
No, he changed into ordinary clothes by then.
So, how did he know it was the clown?
He didn't, but all the clues add up.
Little children can add up, but I wouldn't let them manage my bank account.
I mean, they couldn't do any worse than most of the banking institution. Hey, I haven't shown you a nose.
I found this red nose in the sewer.
What were you doing down there?
Fishing for clues. That's where the clown went.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Rousseau.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
What about this?
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No way! This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
What about this?
I believe this material came from the clown's clothing.
If you are right, monsieur, then the clown must be an Englishman.
Well, how do you figure that?
Only the English would wear a suit made from material like that.
Don't you like the English?
It is not so much a question of liking, rather one of taste. They have none.
I don't think I've ever worn a suit made of that material, or looking like that. Although, think suddenly of tonight's RPG that I will be playing. Oh, we'll be back on the Steam Still Murder channel tonight. Huzzahs! We'll be doing Bloody Appalachia, provided horrible things don't happen to people. Provided real-world things do not happen to people that prevent them from playing, is what I mean. Not, I'm expecting horrible things to happen in Bloody Appalachia. What with the name and everything. But yeah.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantar.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
Alright, back to America for me then.
See you later, Sergeant.
Bye-bye, Sergeant. Alright. Now, I could make a phone call from here and tell Nico Collard about stuff, but I'm going to go to the post station police. Because I don't know. I can use a phone from here. Excellent. Alright. I thought that
It was a public telephone.
Yep. We have a
The
policeman
policeman was not much older than me. His face wore an expression of intense concentration. Excuse me.
Not so fast. I'd like your personal details, please.
Huh? What for?
In the event of an accident, it would help us to know where to send the body.
Look, is this really necessary? I came in here to talk to Rosso.
Why did you not say?
Why didn't you say? Where is Rosso?
May I see Inspector Rosso?
He's not here.
But
Do you wish to leave a message for him?
Whose
I
picture
have a
that
choice
is
of
over
blue
there?
or black pen. I'd recommend the blue for a less formal communication.
I'd prefer to talk to him in person.
As you wish, monsieur.
Is he still there?
Do you know anything about Rosso's psychic techniques?
I cannot comment on my superior's methods. All I will say is that Inspector Rousseau has an impressive record.
He's a good detective?
One of the best. He's a man of honor, with a fine sense of duty.
You wouldn't say he was a screwball?
Not to his face, monsieur.
Not to his face. That's great. Well, what about Moo?
Is Sergeant Moo available?
What? You want to speak to him?
Yes, please.
I cannot recall the last time someone asked to speak to Moo. No one ever speaks to him. Not even his kids. Eh bien. He is not here, monsieur. He is with Inspector Rousseau. Like Laurel and Kitten. No, monsieur?
Hardy. Oliver Norville Hardy.
That's not my name, but hey.
Have you
Yes.
had any reports concerning a suspicious clown?
Why, yes. There was a fracas only this morning. 3 arrests for public disorder.
And you say there was a clown involved?
A clown and a particularly offensive piece of sculpture with balloons. Are you in any way involved with the reprobate, monsieur?
No, not me.
Porco Rosso. Got it. Hardy and Keaton? Right. Why have you got it? What did I miss? I mean, Laurel and Hardy. I get that. I'm Buster Keaton, I assume. But yeah. I'm just noticing, look, the lights are on out here, which is great, I guess, or in here, in this bit, where there isn't any, we can't see any windows at least. The lights are not on here, where, you know, arguably you would need some. I don't know whether that pen is the pen where they fence up criminals or not. It seems odd that they would put that in the reception area, unless I guess people could talk to their loved ones through there. But then they've got these lights on, right in front of the big windows, that are open and showing sun in. So, you know, fine. Alright. Why waste of electricity still? Alright, how about this?
I found this scrap of material in the sewer.
Vraiment?
It was probably torn from the clothes of a psychotic killer.
Even if you were Sherlock Holmes, I would have trouble believing you.
Holmes, that's great.
I found this tissue.
What the hell is that?
It's evidence.
Evidence of what? Mayonnaise smuggling?
The sticky stuff is grease paint.
Ah, and that is supposed to make me happy, is it?
So
I suggest you think long
you've
and hard
identified
about
its
what
grease
you're
paint
doing
now,
with
have
your
you,
life,
George?
monsieur.
Cool. Alright.
I found this red nose near the Café de la Chandelle Verte.
A clown's nose?
That's right. The guy who wore this is a savage killer.
If you say so, monsieur.
He's an indiscriminate killer. Maybe not, I don't know. I mean, he planted a bomb to kill one guy. And he did kill the guy, but I guess he put everybody else's life in danger who was around him. So I don't know. Alright.
Have you any idea what this tool is used for?
Oui, monsieur. It is a dipstick.
Really?
Have you any idea what this tool is used for?
Oui, monsieur. It is a dipstick.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, officer.
Well, I have learned lots of things, so now I can use the telephone. I'm going to change one of the options on here as well while we're here. Gameplay? Oh, right, we got reveal hint, wait 5 minutes or an hour. Okay. Progress notifications. What shows notification when progress is made. A new game help becomes available. Okay, bonus content. So there's additional content recovered from the original script. So okay, that's the one I want. Devise actions that will trigger a repeat incidental of what was grayed out. Removes actions that have been fully exhausted to narrow things down further. Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's not classic because that is off. All right. Okay. Looks like I'm not changing anything. Oh no! I want classic options. Not those. Okay. I sure hope I haven't messed anything up by going through that. Alright, well, we're resuming, and we're going to use the telephone to call Nico Collard. It's just, I remember that when we talked about, or when you talk to someone, I should say, that the items grayed out when there was no further interactions that you could do with them, but it doesn't do that in this version. So I'm just wondering if that was like a Broken Sword 2 thing, or whether that's just not happening in this version. So I don't know. But yeah, right. Nico Collard, 50, 48, 26, 17.
Bonjour, Collard.
I have more
It's me
information
again,
for you.
George Stobbart.
Hi, George. Any news?
You bet.
Yeah.
I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come right over.
Not to a neutral location. Not to a third place which they would have had to have animated and done and everything. But straight to the apartment. Alright, and I am going to... I clicked on the thing. Cool, you go over there. I'm going to look up Broken Sword Easter eggs. Because I know there's one right here. Here we are. Right, there we go. Let us... Now I know where it is. Rue Jarry. And I have it up here in the side. Well, there's the old lady that you need to talk to. That is the door that we want to go in, and I don't believe we can get in there yet. So let's do this. This is the one that I can't
The
remember
door
how
was
to trigger.
shabby and in need of a coat of paint. I couldn't imagine the Collard woman living here.
The other one that I'm thinking of has got to be a second one. Yeah, because it's got to be in the second one, not the first one, the one that I am thinking of. Okay, so I don't know how to do this. But anyway, you said
The door was shabby and
Because
in need of a coat of paint.
it involves
I
the
couldn't
ghost
imagine the Collard woman living here.
of the assassin in here. It
I
doesn't
pushed
open.
against the door, but it seemed to be locked.
Yep. There we go, locked door. And there's a window.
The shop window featured a display of gowns and women's stuff.
Women's stuff. Yeah, well done.
It wasn't the style of the clothes in the shop that caught my eye, but the prices. The same amount of money would feed a starving family for the rest of their lives. I guess people who buy that kind of stuff don't have a problem with their consciences.
But only a starving family. Right. Now let's follow this and see if there is an Easter egg here. When George is outside Rue Cherie, drag the sewer key onto the apartment door. Then to the old woman at the flower stall.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your
Maybe
future?
I should. I don't know.
No thanks.
I'm very good, and it only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to. What do you make of this tool?
Is it something a dentist would use?
No, it's for raising manhole covers.
Formidable.
Alright, I'll talk to you in a minute.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
And then tap on the second window on the apartment's third floor. This one up here. Are you taking me there? Are we doing the Easter egg? That is the second window of the third floor, right? Alright. Well, maybe I'll try it again. We'll talk to... Yeah, okay. Maybe it's not here. Maybe it is. We'll try again. Hopefully... Do that. Do that. Thank you. Maybe it was interrupted by the person. You don't know what you're doing. Sewer key on the old lady again. If we get involved in a conversation again, then that will be a thing.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Did I show you this tool?
Yes, my dear.
Alright.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
I'm just trying to think, and it says on the third floor, so I'm assuming 1, 2, and that is not 3 there, because it's ground first, or is it? Tap on the second window located on the apartment's third floor. Nope, okay. Doesn't look like it is. It would have got us a Beneath a Steel Sky Easter egg. With Robert Foster and Joey, the robot. I don't know. I can't recall if we did Beneath a Steel Sky. We definitely did the Beyond a Steel Sky here, but I cannot remember about Beneath. Alright, well, I've tried my things, so let's talk to the flower seller. Maybe there's new and exciting Easter eggs in here.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Thank you. Let's start with the sewer key. Are you
Did I
impressed
show
by my
you this
tool?
tool?
Yes, my dear.
Oh, okay. What about this?
Do you recognize this nose?
No, monsieur.
What about this cold...
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Dirty tissue.
Nothing?
What about this?
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
Good to know. I want to buy some flowers.
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes. Well, thanks for telling me.
Alright, can I have some different ones?
What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity.
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me.
More?
What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are eyes. The flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat.
Alright. Well, tell me about my future then.
I've changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
10 francs, please, my dear.
10 francs? That's a ripoff.
Please yourself.
Oh my god. They're using francs and not euros. That's how long ago this game was made. Oh my god. Crumbles into dust, etc. Tell me
How
about
does
it.
this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well,
No.
it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
Man. I'm talking about satellite television as well, not streaming services.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
You're never in any... I don't think you're in any of the other games, so that might be true. Alright, so I'm trying to go up to Nico Collard.
Do you know a young woman called Nico Collard?
Yes, I do.
Sorry, not the D.
She lives upstairs from me, in the apartment block across the street.
I tried the door, but it's locked.
You know, I've told the landlord about that 1,000,000 times. It is the damp. The whole building is like a sponge. It sucks up the moisture from God knows where.
You mean the door is stuck because it's swollen?
That is correct. There is an art to opening it. Don't shove it hard. Just give it a gentle nudge above the lock.
Thanks for the advice.
I am now remembering we did another game on here, which was just a demo that they were doing for a Kickstarter. For, a point-and-click game which starred the guy who did the voice for George Stobbart, which I cannot remember. I can't remember A, his name, or B, the name of the game. And I'm curious if that actually funded and got made now. Because I certainly didn't back it, but I am interested to know. Which I will go back over my demo things and see what I've got.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
Not few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating, it's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
She's not my young lady.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
Don't change the nature of how this game progresses by, you know, having more insight into her character than George displays in any of the other things.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Alright.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Bang! Hi, I'm just walking into your apartment.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole.
Looks
Take a
around
seat,
to see
George.
if there are any Easter eggs in here. I don't know. But look at that pillow. It's a cat. It's a cat pillow. That's great.
Eh bien?
Oh, vinyl records.
And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers beneath the cafe.
There's a fox
I
drinking.
thought I could
the
smell
sword.
something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number. What's more, I know where he hired the clown suit, too.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck! Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
I took my photographs to the editor,
know,
but he
George.
wasn't interested. Can you believe it? He told me to drop his story.
But you're not about to do that.
Oh no. I am going to find out what's behind these killings. You know what I think? It's a conspiracy. The police in 3 different
Yeah,
countries
that's
have
the
kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
That covers just about everyone.
Yeah. All right. Looks at. I haven't had another. Oh, I haven't had another achievement pop up. No, I still haven't reached the point where I get an achievement, which is interesting. All right. Hey.
How did Plantow get your name?
For the newspaper La Liberté, I'd written an article linking 2 unsolved murders, one in Italy and the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Planta said he could supply me with more information. Somehow, the clown must have known about our appointment.
All right. Tell me about the clown.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arno Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it! Millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off.
Was he killed for his money?
No. He had no living relatives, and his fortune went to the orphanage where he grew up. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was led to his death by a snowman.
All right. Well.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese green politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium. He was committed to dismantling Japan's automobile industry.
I can't see him gaining much support with a loony policy like that.
Yamada was a man of vision. He was years ahead of his time.
If you say so. How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say, flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
I mean, that's weird, right? Not as weird as this manhole cover tool.
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Fascinating, George.
You're not interested, are you?
Oh, of course I am.
I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Yeah? Well, it was kind of scary, but... Well, I had a job to do.
I had a job to do. All right. What about this nose?
I found this false nose in the sewer. It has La Risée du Monde printed inside it.
The laughing stock of the world. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Why don't you put it on, George?
No way am I wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides, he might have had a cold.
Yes. So that's why you only keep it in your inside pocket and handle it all the time.
I found this tissue down the sewer.
Oh, poor, that's disgusting, George.
Correct response.
I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use. Or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right.
Dun,
This
dun,
guy
dun.
shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh no?
Take a close look at his left cheek.
A scar. In the shape of a horseshoe.
Oh, a crescent moon.
That is not his cheek. That is his eye socket. That is a cheek. He said, making strange noises.
How
Crazy.
come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
It would have been nice if we could have seen the guy behind us while she was taking photos. You know, in the game. Like there's a point where we are talking and then she takes a photo and we briefly see something moving behind us.
Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
Ooh, the days. Alright, tell me more about the clown.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you what, I won't be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance of a big break.
Or a premature death.
Well, tell us about what
Tell
are you
me
gonna
more
do?
about yourself.
Oh, there is not much to tell.
Well, how did you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought my first camera. I was 8 and my parents had just split up.
Tell me more.
Did you live with your father?
Yes, my mother went off with her new boyfriend. I don't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Well, it's all right. I don't mind talking about
What
him.
happened to you
He was
then?
more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted I should study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Do you have a boyfriend?
That's none of your business.
No, it isn't. Can I use your phone?
May I use your telephone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
We're gonna call B. Chodrick again. Joined forces with a Parisian photojournalist called Nico. That is the 59.8 one. 59.8% of people have earned that achievement. So yeah, that is the first and most common achievement. And then all the way down to there's 4.9% of people have got everyone's buzzing, trying to prank as many people as you can. I know what that is. There's a bit where you get a hand buzzer. So yeah, alright, I'm here to call B. Todrick.
Hello? Who is this?
It's me again.
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Did you make a suit for a man with a scar on his face? A scar in the shape of a crescent moon?
Dun, dun, dun.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Tell me where I can find him and I'll leave you alone.
And if I don't,
I won't leave you alone.
I can't tell you anything unless you give me his name.
Alright, I need to get his name. Alright.
Do you know where I can find the guy with the scar?
I told you. Without a name, I can't help you.
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Alright, well, there we go. Can I use your phone again?
May I use your telephone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
I want to call this person that I know. Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm sure I tried to do that before. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, I'm off to do more investigative.
I'm going back out to search for that clown.
things.
Where?
I guess I could visit the costume shop.
Good
Exactly.
idea.
There we go. Hello, old lady.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Have you seen this
Do
man?
you recognize the man in this photograph?
What a hunk.
He's a killer.
I can see that. His eyes say it all.
Yeah, that's not quite what I meant.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, dear.
Alright, be on the lookout for
See you
him.
later.
If you
That's
see him.
right, monsieur. You will.
Alright, and I'm going to try once more. It's a sewer key on the door. Is it on that door? No, it can't be on that door. I said use the sewer key. I can't use it on the door now. Oh! Well, that's a different
The
shop.
vacant shop was sealed with a steel blind. It was a food store selling fruit and vegetables.
Let's go over and see it.
I glanced without much interest at the fruit. It was dusty, shriveled, and tired looking. There was no way of lifting the securely locked blind.
Alright, but what if I used a sewer key on it? Alright, what if I then used the sewer key on the old lady again?
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Did I show you this tool?
Yes, my dear.
Alright.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Alright, now let's just go over all of these and just see if an interaction spot has been generated. No, can't get up that high. Not in the middle, anyway. There we go. No. If I click there, it's going to walk. Nope, okay.
The shop
Maybe there are
window
other Easter
featured a
eggs somewhere else
display
in
of
the game.
gowns and women's stuff.
Yeah, and is that going to tell me the same thing about the other
The
one?
window was full of overpriced clothes for overprivileged women.
Yep, alright. Well, away we go. We're going to a different shop where there is different clothes. There we go. No, not the cafe. La Rise de Mud. Hello! And yes, it's the thing that we done where you can see now, I was a skeleton. What?
It was a disgustingly realistic plastic novelty. Like one I'd left on the teacher's desk at school.
That
Boy, that caused so much of a stink you'd have thought it was a real one.
That was never a thing in the original one. It's my novelty poop now.
As my fingers closed on the plastic novelty, I realized my mistake. It was a novelty, all right, but it wasn't plastic. The sight of the dog waste set my stomach churning again. I quickly looked away.
I don't remember. That definitely wasn't a thing. I mean, it would be fun to make a novelty one like that, and in the real world to make a novelty one like that wasn't plastic. But, you know, everybody's going to go, oh, fake plastic dog poo. But was, you know, some sort of squishy material, so that when you went to pick it up, you went, oh my god, maybe it's real. Just for a second, before you realised it wasn't. But hey, that was certainly a thing. And that wasn't a thing that was on there. Hey, we've got an antique.
It was an antique phonograph, the kind you have to wind by hand.
Alright, then wind it. Wind it, my friend, wind it. I mean, it's not going to be as good as Happiness is an Inside Job. That was a thing that was there before. I remember the music. Or dead people.
The
Going to that
dummy wore a
music.
traditional Puro costume. At least, I guess it was a dummy.
We'll go and investigate it and make sure it's not going to jump out
I
and
gave the
stab
dummy
you.
Puro a tentative prod, but it didn't move.
Alright, what about this one?
She reminded me of a girl I dated back in high school. Come to think of it, the dummy had more personality.
Ho 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 ho.
As I was about to touch the dummy, I realized it had the same color eyes as Nico. The strange thing was, I hadn't realized I'd noticed the color of Nico's eyes.
Well, that was a thing, eh, then, I guess. Can I ask you about your poop?
The guy's spoon-shaped face was mournful and humorless. He looked like a vegetarian in a slaughterhouse. Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible. You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Well, you can tell me about this tool.
What does this tool mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur.
What about an old man?
Have you
called
heard of a
Plantire?
man named Plantire?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
What about a clown costume?
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are too many.
Well, what about just the latest couple?
The clown I'm looking for is a cold-blooded killer. Give me his name, and I'll see he's brought to justice.
I'd help you if I could, but you can't expect me to remember all my customers. You see, the clown costume is our most popular line, monsieur. On average, we hire out more than 30 clown suits a week. You'll have to give me more to go by. A description, perhaps?
You don't have 30 clown suits in this shop. Also, it's the clown suit that was hired out and wasn't returned. Because he changed out of it in the sewer.
How come clowns are so popular?
I think it has something to do with their unpredictable nature.
Personally, I think clowns should be banned, along with mimes.
Oh, come now. Who doesn't love clowns?
Most of the
Me, for
population.
one.
Alright, what about this clown nose?
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Really? I mean, I guess maybe I could see it. A rental place where you wouldn't want something that had been that close to somebody, but would you not have procedures in place for thoroughly cleaning it? So that you don't have to buy a new nose every time? Alright, well tell me about grease paint number 5.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that. Bestheimer's number 7.
7,
white
damn.
pancake.
Theatrical grease paint,
That was
right?
wrong. I thought
Oui,
it was 5.
monsieur. La crème de la crème of
Disappointed in
Thespian
myself.
accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Alright. I mean, as I say, disappointed in myself. I said earlier, I might be able to remember a phone number, but I can't remember a single digit for grease paint. So, you know, maybe I wouldn't remember a phone number.
About this tissue.
I have already given you my professional opinion.
You're right, but you sold 2 cans of that grease paint. Who to? Or was it to 2 separate people? I mean, I
You
guess I can show you
recognize
this
this
photo.
man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
Oh dear,
Pixie?
excuse me.
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Tell me more about Khan.
Are you sure this is the same man who hired the clown suit?
Certainement, Monsieur Khan.
Khan! Alright.
Thanks for your
Thanks
help,
for your
buddy.
help.
My pleasure, monsieur.
I will.
Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay.
Yeah, it's the buzzer.
What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock
I
therapy.
thought I
Eh
am
bien,
going to give you
it
some
is
food.
yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Well, let's have a look at this buzzer.
It was the shake and shock buzzer I'd been given by the man in the costume shop.
I had a hand buzzer when I was, I guess, just before my early teens, in like, 10 to 12 sort of range. And it wasn't a buzzer. It was make a sound when they did that. When you put your hand together with somebody else's hand, it didn't create the circuit. It pushed a thing, which then made the buzzer spin round and make the noise, rather than being an electric shock buzzer. So yeah, I don't know how many buzzers are electric shock buzzers, and how many are just make a sound buzzers. And, people react as if they've been shocked by going, "Ah, sound coming out of the hand, I'll take it away." But yeah, that's the thing. I looked over, saw this screen, and thought, wait, are you ending already? Of course. Oh, there we go. Right, we're done. Thank you. Now let's get out. We can't go back there. We can. Oh, right. We need to go to. Let's go to the police station. Hey, it's Sergeant Moo.
It was Rosso's sidekick, Sergeant Moo.
And it's Rosso at the back there, but we can't look at him. Hello, Sergeant Moo.
Excuse me?
Ah, Monsieur Stobbart, n'est-ce pas?
That's
You remember
correct.
my name.
You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure.
Alright, Khan.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a
Khan!
shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Yeah. Alright, here's a
Do you
picture.
recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur.
It's the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown.
I mean, he took
He's
off the
taken off
costume.
his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
Alright, but what about this buzzer?
Would you like to shake my hand, Sergeant?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur. The gesture could be misconstrued.
Alright, can I spork Can I spork to Roscoe?
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is.
Oh, Rosso, sorry,
You
not
wish to
Roscoe.
speak to him?
I am doing that. Yeah, sure, why not?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. Stobbart is here to see you, monsieur.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
I mean, I'm going to tell you his name is Khan, and he was the guy who was there. Look, even if you don't think I am correct that he is the bomber, he is a person of
Inspector,
interest who
remember
was
me?
at the site.
But of course, Mr. Stobbart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
What?
But I've been taken off the case.
My
What about the
goodness.
murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
But I just found out about Khan.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No.
It's the face of a killer.
The man who bombed the cafe?
The photograph was taken soon after the explosion. He'd escaped through the sewers, leaving a trail of clues behind him.
Circumstantial evidence, Stobbart. None of it proves a thing.
Also, I collected it as a non officer of the law. I did not preserve the chain of evidence. Nothing went on there, so you know, it's useless.
What do you make of this, Rosso?
It is a tool for gaining access to sewers.
It is. Well done.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
I'd imagine it means you have not given up your pursuit of the clown.
You're absolutely right. I found this tissue in the sewer.
It would have been best if you'd left it there.
Alright, but what if I try
Would
and
you
shake
care
your
to
hand?
shake my hand, Inspector?
Please don't be offended if I decline your offer, Stobbart. The palms of my hands are particularly sensitive.
Alright, well then, let me tell you about things. Fortune? Oh, your
What was
psychic
that
powers.
psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether, invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Really? What was it called?
Hypnotism for Fun and Profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
Alright. You're rather serious on your stuff.
You're not going to try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Do you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Let's just say I'd rather you didn't. I've got more doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet.
You might remember previous incarnations of yourself when you looked slightly more blockier. Or slightly blockier, not slightly more blockier. Or when you were in 3D briefly for a period of time. Or you might recall the love of... well, maybe not the love of your life, but somebody that you were interested in dating. Or were dating? I forget. I think you were dating them and then they died. Yes? You might remember those things from previous lives. Here's the guy, Plantar.
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
Ooh, who was he?
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
But what about Khan?
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No. You must forget the business of the clown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobbart.
Don't know that I can. I've had the taste of one bomb explosion.
So long,
now
Inspector.
I want more. The love of someone's life. Yeah. Well, the love of his life. Well, not the love of his life, as I said. But the lady who dies at the end of Broken Sword 4. 3 is the dragon, and 4 is the one where they're looking for the Ark of the Covenant? I think. I forget. As I've only played it the once, but yeah, she dies right at the end. As we have seen. Sorry. Sorry if I'm spoiling the game for anybody who's coming along to see what's going on here. Alright. Well, let's phone up Nico. No, not Nicole. Let's phone up B. Tordrick. Now we know the guy's name is Khan.
Hello? Who is this?
It is me.
It's George Stobbart again.
What now?
Khan!
I found out the name of the guy I'm looking for.
Is that so?
Yeah, it's Khan. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah, I do
delivered
now
the
that you've
suit to his
mentioned it.
hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Woo! Off to the Hotel Ubu to meet other important characters who continue throughout the series. Oh, look at these people. Man. Sign. Well, let's look at the sign first of all.
The sign listed the price of rooms, and boy, were they expensive. The
Oh,
killer must have
Ubu.
been earning a fat wad to pay for accommodation like this.
But Ubu. You don't know what to do with the sign. You've examined it. Alright, what about this man? Is he built like a gorilla and a weasel? Is
The
that
man
what they
looked
are?
like an amiable Bigfoot.
Okay, yeah, and this guy is a weasel.
The guy looked just like a weasel.
Indeed. Alright. Well, Bigfoot man. Hi.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
Who? I want to talk to you about you. Alright, I'll ask about Plantar.
You ever meet a guy called Plantar?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's.
Yeah, let's try
Shake my
buzzing him.
hand.
Nah.
Oh, rats.
Oh, but what about me accidentally pissing off the mafia guy and dying?
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clowns, don't you?
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hyped.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser.
I mean, daytime television, there's a lot of it that is boring rubbish, but there's some of it that is funny. There was a TV show called Win, Lose or Draw that was basically Pictionary with two ordinary members of the public, and they were on opposing teams, and then two celebrities each, nominally celebrities at least, each on each side, on each team as well. And you know, they would go up one at a time and draw out some famous phrase or something, or person or whatever it was, and do it, and it was funny. Win, lose or draw. Yeah. All right. Hey, have you seen Khan?
Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
I'm sorry to be a burden on your brain.
All right. Grease paint, snotty
Do
tissue.
you recognize this tissue? Think carefully now.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I'm gonna have to hurry you.
ooh.
Time's up, so I'll tell you. It's a used tissue with a liberal dump of Bestheimer's number 12.
No, it
If
isn't.
you say so.
No, it isn't. Did they not just say Bestheimer's number 7? And there was I complaining that I could not remember the one-digit number because I thought it was 5. And now you've just said 7. Oh, sorry, now he said 7 and you've just said 12. Unless I'm misremembering and it did say 7. I mean, it was only a few minutes ago. And if I cannot remember the difference between 7 and 12, with only a few minutes difference, I feel foolish. But I'm pretty certain it was 7.
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
Nope.
Have you ever seen this before?
What do these... Oh, never mind.
But I want to get
Do
information.
you recognize the guy in this photograph?
Is this a trick question?
No, I simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then. Nope, I don't.
Alright, thanks very much.
See you
Guido.
later.
Not if you see me first.
No, you might not be Guido. You might be Guido. I forget who is who.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Shake my hand.
Will you shake my hand?
Are you joking? Who knows where it has been?
In my pocket. Do you know this guy?
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
No, I never saw it.
Okay, what about that?
What does this tissue mean to you?
Are you serious?
Oh, yes. Take a good look at the substance it's smeared with.
You are sick.
Yeah,
Very sick.
I would not want to do that.
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
No.
What about this?
What does this tool suggest to you?
Hard labor.
And what about a clown? Have you seen a clown?
I'm looking for a clown.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
Alright, what about Plantar?
Have you heard of a guy called Plantar?
No. That name means nothing to me.
Alright, what about Khan?
Do you know a man by the name of Khan?
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and...
I told you. I don't know it.
Alright, I'm going to shake my fist. I'm going to
Forget
try and
it.
shake my fist every time. Khan! Every time I say Khan. Now we're going to go down the back of the hotel, because, you know, that's how you know whether it's a good hotel or not. Check around the back. I mean, I'm not sure I would use that as a thing. Yes.
Richard's just redeemed loud noises.
Nothing around here that we can do. Alright. And yes, the loud noises is probably going to be Khan! From now on. Khan! Although, I might still mix in the occasional as the goat. I'm trying to remember what else we got here. Boom! I guess.
Richard's just redeemed hydrate.
Thank you. I need to hydrate after having gone Khan! So I'll do that while we're trying to go into the hotel. Delicious, tasty water. Alright, well now we're in here. You come back in a further game. I think you come back in a further game as well. But before, we're just going to head outside again. Just to demonstrate this.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem. If you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Flap and Guido. There we go.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Guido, not Guido.
Our apologies, monsieur.
Alright, I'm slightly misremembering names. Which
I
you
had
know
to
is better than
report you
usually.
to the
Or I
authorities.
completely forget them.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
So yep, whenever we leave, we're going to be searched. But before that, I mean, hey. Let's go tell the police, eh? They'll do something about this, right? Hey, Sergeant Moo. Flap and Guido. Guido?
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
Flap and Guido. Serious people, that. What?
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you
Yeah, they
describe
did.
the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
Really? What
What
do
are
you
you
mean?
going to do about Flap and Guido, Sergeant?
I'm going to bust them, monsieur. For years I have been hoping to pin something on that pair. Now's my chance. I'll show them. I'm the inspector.
Thanks, Sergeant. Thanks for taking me seriously.
I'm only doing my duty, monsieur.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Sure, why not?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
I'll tell him about Flap and Guido.
It's Stobbart, monsieur. He
Thanks,
insists
well.
on talking to you again.
Thank you, Moo.
Now we go through the long, laborious process of the animation. Hey,
What now, monsieur?
now I don't have anything new to talk to you about.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? You call me from my desk and you say it doesn't matter?
Yes.
I could have you arrested for wasting police time.
I'm sorry.
I was going to tell you about, Flap and Guido. Guizo. Whatever. Hey, Sergeant.
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
Is Rosso in?
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
No, thank you.
Not really.
Alright, bye.
See you later, Sergeant.
Now to go back to the hotel and do exciting things in the hotel. And by that I just mean investigate, not anything that is actually exciting. There's a woman.
The woman was obviously English. She had all the qualities of Boadicea, Elizabeth I, and Margaret Thatcher rolled into one. It wasn't a pretty sight.
So, she can ride a chariot. She can do something that Elizabeth I did. And shut down coal mines all at the same time.
The figure of a sexless youth was frozen in mid-skip with a silly grin on its stone lips.
Nah, I don't know how to appreciate the beauty anymore. You've already done the right-click eye, but now it's got more examining. I don't know what you want me to do. I can't appreciate it any more than that. Here's a professor.
I recognized the guy. It was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
The one who was in the paper. How exciting. Oh, there's a telephone.
In the ornate booth was the most elegant public telephone I'd ever seen.
Well, well, well. All right. Yep, there's people here to talk to. There's also other things. Like this clerk.
The clerk wore a disdainful expression, like he'd been born with it.
And then there's a register.
It was the register of guests staying at the hotel.
There's a key.
Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag.
Excuse me. Man. I'm just going to take the key. Nobody's going to.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
Yes?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
I was trying to take it, but not steal it. Alright, Clark. Clerky Clark. Let's start with you. Well, we're looking at the register.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Yeah, but we know it was the second door up on the right. Yeah, on the right. That's what they said. Hello.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private
You
investigation.
took out earplugs.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Not always. I mean, sometimes. Can I have a key, please?
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
May I have it, then?
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Oh.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
I mean, rats is not a nationality. That joke does not work. What if I threaten you with this tool?
What do you make of this tool?
Stunning, monsieur. I bet you handle it like a professional.
Yeah, not bad with it.
Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
What about this grease paint?
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is.
What do we need that for? Because I know it comes... Oh, I think it's a statue. Alright, we'll do a hand buzzer.
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm
Alright.
still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Is the tissue ever useful? Yeah, yes and no. I mean, the tissue itself is not useful, but the grease paint on it is. Yeah. And as I was saying, I believe it is used to rub into a statue much later on in the game. Do you... No, Flap and Guido.
I've just been manhandled by a gorilla.
Yes? I do not see any signs of a gorilla.
No, not a real gorilla. It was a guy who looked like a gorilla. It happened right out front of this building.
Let me get this quite clear. Are you complaining or bragging?
I want to know what
man.
you're going to do about it.
Come on.
The scrawny one has a gun.
I suggest you contact the police.
Can't you do anything about them?
What goes on in the streets of Paris is hardly my responsibility.
But they're right on your... they're right outside your place of business. You might not be able to do anything, but if you report it to management, they will probably say, call the police. So get on that.
Aren't you concerned that your guests are being intimidated by gangsters?
Exactly.
No one else has complained, monsieur? Did they steal anything from you?
Well, no. They didn't find what they were looking for.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't think they did either.
No. Alright, have you had any clowns?
I'm
staying
looking
here?
for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
Except
If you
for
say so.
Plantar? Did
Do
he
you
stay
know a
here?
man named Plantar?
No, monsieur.
Oh well, he's dead now. You'll never know.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
Thank you, I have.
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his left cheek.
Raymond? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I'd noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar.
So he does live here. Or
Thanks
is...
for your help, buddy.
Alright, let us go and talk to the professor.
I recognized the guy. It was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce. Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the
for
news?
burning things? It might be.
You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you,
It's
but
not me.
have you had any threats on your life?
I'm not from
You
an
know,
unpronounceable
mysterious
Eastern
phone
state.
calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
Pronounce
I
it
don't know
perfectly
what
fine.
you're talking about.
Exactly. Alright, how about a handshake?
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Now, that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there.
I think what you mean is capitalist dogs. I'm not an imperialist. Not as an American. Yeah, okay. Have you seen this man?
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
I mean, I'm not, but hey.
This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
One.
This is a photo of
Maybe we'll
Khan,
find out
right?
another name later.
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
Alright. I am going to
Does
show you
this
this
goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
stuff. What about this nose?
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven.
There are some who call him Tim. That name, Tim the Enchanter. That was made up on the spot because John Cleese forgot the real name. So he just went with Tim.
Have you any idea what this tool might be used for?
I cannot guess.
Would it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
I mean, yes. It would mean that I know what it is. That is what it would mean to me.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have.
What about clowns?
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear
Product
that.
placement.
You know,
Product
it's good to
placements.
know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
All right, well.
Thanks for
when
your
you
help.
go back to your country
Goodbye.
with your Marks and Sparks pants, you will be the envy of everybody with their string and egg cartons, won't you? Alright. You're still professor, you're still woman. Well, woman, prepare to be named.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobbart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Many ways. Well, let me try shocking you.
Would you like to shake my hand, ma'am?
Now, George, there's no need to be so formal. We met as tourists, and I want to keep it that way, despite the enormous social gulf between us.
Yep, alright. Well, what about this man?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest.
No, tell me more about Monsieur
Did I show you
Merlin.
this photograph?
Yes, darling.
Alright, okay. Tell me about this dirty hanky.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Good God, no!
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
I mean, do you understand? This is a tissue. It has been used more than once. Did you know you could use things more than once? You know, clothes, tissues, houses. Or do you just get a new one every time?
Do you know what this is?
At a guess, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Ah, Mr. Merlin, perchance.
That's him.
Why do you think it is Merlin? I haven't disclosed to you that Merlin is a violent killer yet.
Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
Oh, I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
Alright, is it Merlin?
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobbart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. You know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
I mean, they can be both.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps.
Ah.
The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Alright, well.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes,
No.
darling, positive.
I
You know,
wonder
with
what they
something.
were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase.
Anything else?
Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
All right. In which case, do you know a Guido and Clap? I clicked on you.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Well, but this one is...
That gangster I told you about? He went through my pockets just now.
Good heavens! One never knows what to expect in foreign parts. Thank you for the warning, young man. I shall hide my credit cards in my underwear.
Tell me about
Are
yourself,
you here
lady.
in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Oh. Love that
I'm
joke.
sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. The wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
What happened last night?
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobbart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to
man.
be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
I'm glad he turned up after all these years. See? Because you're old. Wow, George, you're real tactful.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh no, it's the key to an empty room.
I mean,
And
yes,
why,
it is.
may I ask? Do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scout's honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
No, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of?
It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
I don't know right
It's
now.
next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I mean, I don't know
I was
that.
hoping there might be
Hey.
a connecting door.
I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Well, off we go to get the key.
I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
I'm just wondering what kind of... Oh, what skill that would be. I'm guessing that's probably persuasion? Maybe a deception? I was just wondering if it could be intimidation as well, but I don't think so. Anyway, we have in our possession A key.
It was a key ring bearing one large brass key and a tag which read Hotel Ubu.
Just trying to think, because I think intimidation of any kind is trying to get somebody to do something with threats. Yeah? Whether it's a threat of violence, a threat of revenge later, of some description, a threat of taking away something that they have or want. I think that's intimidation. Removing financial incentives from them, I think that's also intimidation as well. So yeah, that's not persuading. I think persuading is... I guess that was persuasion, because you were trying to get them to do something that is not out of the ordinary for their stuff. I don't know. Anyway, we are going upstairs to see what is going on here. The second room, and that's the door there. It is.
The sign on the door read 22. If the tailor's description was correct, this was the killer's room.
Yep, we didn't know that before we came up here, but hey.
Room number 23.
Can we go in there?
The door was locked.
I mean, we don't know who was in room 23. I mean, if it had been Lady Piermont, we didn't have to go through all of that stuff. You know, let's try this door as well. And here, the door was locked.
The door was locked.
Alright, and what if we do 21? This is the room that is empty.
The sign on the door read 21.
It did.
The door was locked.
It is. But we have a key. Look at this. Key door.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
And here we are. Oh, a cabinet. A wardrobe.
It was a massive mahogany wardrobe.
Well, what if we click on it and open it and see what's inside?
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Camphor wood? Oh my goodness. Doesn't that mean that you need to burn all of the soldiers now? Because the guitar was made of camphor wood? Huh? Look at that TV. My god. It's not a flat screen. It's a good old LCD. No. Oh my god. Cathode ray
tubes. A cabinet
tubes.
stood beside the bed.
Alright, well, what's in the cabinet?
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Ah, I wonder if one of those Parisian stereotypes were here then.
The window looked out over a narrow alley surrounded by high walls.
Well, in which case we can go out here. Safely, right? Out the window. Everybody remember where we parked? This room doesn't have a television in it.
The cabinet had no drawers, just a single door.
Then let's open that door.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Curses. What about in the cabinet?
The closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
Well then, let's go inside. What's that? A pair of pants?
The pants were newly laundered and pressed with immaculate creases.
A pair of American vernacular pants.
There was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
Oh. But there is the wardrobe. I could have sworn there was something in the pants.
The pants were newly laundered and pressed with immaculate creases.
Oh well. Oh, there's the briefcase. Down by the bed.
It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died.
Well, then pick it up. Get your mind out of the pants.
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Well, at least you're putting it back in the same place. Well, here's the bed.
The bed was several times larger than the narrow cot I'd been given at the place I was staying.
Well, anything in here?
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Go and get his clothes again, because I know there's something, but I can't.
There was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
Alright, is it that we need to try and leave this way? And then he starts coming up the stairs? I mean, if the door is locked... Yes, it is. Dun, 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 dun.
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Quickly in, hide. Yep. I'm not there. I'm in the other place. Yep. If you can't see me because I've closed my eyes, then you can't see me. Or if I can't see you because I've closed my eyes, even. Oh. I mean, the window was open, and he didn't pay any attention to that, but alright.
The pants matched the jacket which the killer had lost in Paris.
I mean, you're still in Paris. What did we search the pants for? What did we get?
I couldn't believe my luck when I found 2 items in the pockets of the pants.
Two
The first
items.
was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Gruber. Alright, well, let's have a look at those.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words, Club Alamut.
Ah, well.
It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Alright, well, can we now leave this way? It is now safe to leave that way. Can we go in that way now?
The door was locked.
I mean... I guess I do understand doors that lock behind themselves when you're doing that, but, you know, still. Alright, George. Downstairs we go. Hello, Professor.
Hello again.
Would you like to know about... Oh, well, hold on a second.
Thanks for your
haven't
help.
looked at those items
Goodbye.
It was the
Is it
card
that?
I'd found in the hotel
Yeah, right.
bedroom.
No, I have looked at them.
It read,
I'm an idiot.
Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Yeah, we're done. How about you?
Hello again.
Would you like to...
Do you recognize this card?
No, I do not.
What about this?
Does the name on this matchbook mean anything to you?
Indeed it does, for Alamut was the home of the old man of the mountains. You do not know him?
No, I don't.
Well, tell me more.
Tell me again about Alamut.
It is the home of the old man of the mountains.
You don't want to elaborate on that at this time. Alright,
Thanks
okay.
for your help.
Goodbye.
Alright, Lady Pound. We need the British's help.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I have the key. I got the key.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
What about... Do you know this?
I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
Yes, it might be. But what about this?
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has 1,000,000 faces.
All right. Thanks very much.
I have to go, ma'am.
Right. Now, I know what I need to do. Oh, if I look at the register, can I see Merlin now?
There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
1,000,000 faces, so better than Joe. Yeah. I mean, yes? Right, hello, clerk.
What now, monsieur?
Now, do you know about Club Element?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Alright. What about the safe?
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur.
I got it while I was
must
playing
have
the game
some
Operation.
form of unique ID.
I managed to
You
pull out
won't
the
find
bread
any more
basket, and
unique
then
ID than
sister
my
shivved
scar.
me.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Although George Stobbart doesn't
Rats.
have a sister. Alright, what if I show you this exciting Thomas Merlin
Does this
ID?
pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that.
Thank you for the ban. Anyway, alright, bye.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
I mean, and now we get the Britishers' help again. That's how this works. Oh, we actually look at the piano.
It was a magnificent old Steinway piano.
Oh.
I figured the lady at the keys wouldn't appreciate a duet with a musical illiterate like me.
Maybe she would.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Come and bully the star for me again.
Would you like to keep Merlin's pass as a memento?
No, darling. My broken heart is reminder enough.
I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of.
See, now this
Follow
is
me,
intimidation.
George!
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law.
Not in this
If he
country.
tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
I'm an American. I must be armed with guns.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Alright.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
I'm blocking your face.
The
That
clerk
is
had
not
given me a
great.
tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Alright, okay. Well, let's have a look at this tightly rolled parchment anyway. Like that. No?
It was the ancient
go, yeah.
manuscript which Khan had stolen from Plantau.
Alright, and now what we got to do is we're going to save the game because if this is correct, if I have read a couple of reviews correctly, as soon as we step outside this door, we can die again.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flat.
Is this what you're after, Guido?
See, that's it.
I can explain everything. Well, almost everything.
I don't need to
Too
explain
late.
anything.
You're on your way to feed the fishes.
I'm allergic to fish. I break out in blotches when I eat tuna.
Let's go.
Sometime later. Splash! We died, and that was the end of that chapter. There we go. Alright. No. I thought I'd already banned you. Alright. There we go. You're banned now. Alright. Anyway. Thank you for popping up there and banning and stuff. So yes, manual save number 2. Wait, what? Hold on, show me that again? That says I've only played for 2 hours and 17? Yeah, I've been streaming for 2 hours and 58. What? Somebody's clock is not running right. I mean, I didn't spend 30 minutes not doing stuff, did I? I mean, I spent some time on the main menu. Maybe I did. But anyway. Alright. It took me an age.
The door was locked.
Oh. But I've got a key. I don't need to unlock it again. Out the window we go. Out the window. Oh, you can't see. But underneath my head keeps popping up a seal, which is showing the autosave. Alright, what's this? What do we do with this priceless ancient manuscript? Woo! Oh, we can
The
see
cobbles
it.
of the alleyway looked very distant and very hard.
Well, then,
If
let
I
me jump
wanted
to
my
them.
shins sticking out of my shoulders, I could have jumped. Mama Stobbart didn't raise no suicidal fools, though.
I mean, evidently not, or they would have been dead. Yonk.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
And now I have safely avoided Flap and Guido. I didn't show anybody the manuscript here. I should have shown it at least to Lady Piermont just to say, hey, this is what you risked your life, reputation, whatever you want to call it on.
Hold it right there.
I'm
Touch
holding
him
it.
again, Flap.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
I could have been wearing a hat. You didn't search my hat. You didn't search my head. Did you? It's the manuscript.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to
See,
be
you're calling him
disappointed.
Guido, but he's Guido. According
I
to
couldn't
Flap.
wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Too late. You had to. Back in Nico's apartment. Back in Nico's apartment.
You're just not going to believe what I found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
Yes, it's his shoes. How did you guess?
It's a medieval manuscript.
It's a wrapped up piece of paper that I didn't know what it
Khan
was.
left it
until
in
I
the
came-
safe at the U-boot.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantar?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Dun dun dun. And look,
Look
here we are.
there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar?
Never.
Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse.
I've never seen that image before.
Whatever this manuscript
Never
means, it's
played this
connected
game.
with the Templars.
Oh,
How come you
I
know
should
about
take
these
off the
knights?
first time playthrough
I learned
tag,
about
eh?
them while writing an article on the Crusade.
I guess it is the first time I'm playing through
This guy,
Reforged.
named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
When that all happened on a Friday the 13th. We had one of those not long ago, didn't we? Last week. A week today, in
Jeez.
fact.
So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, George. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
I mean, for all I know, you're involved in this. Have I tried to shake Nico's hand?
The guy at the novelty shop gave me this.
What do you think?
A hand buzzer. You put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag. A practical joke.
If you ever use it on me, I'll break your arm.
Okay. I get the picture.
Alright.
I found this
I won't be
matchbook
doing
in the
that then.
killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Now, I'm certain I've said... Well, I'm not certain I have said this before. But this is something that I did not figure out what to do with. I had to look up a guide to figure out what I was doing there. Well, I got to a point where I was stuck. And I did not spot the connection that was there between the matchbook and the place where I was. So yeah. I admit it, I used a guide.
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it? A credit card?
ID. Thomas Merlin of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
No, I'm not sure they exist.
I found Plantow's briefcase in the killer's hotel room. It was empty, of course.
Alright. What about
What are
the
you
killer?
doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone
It's not
and lots
generally a
of
thing
contacts.
outside of America.
Oh. Well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first
Oh.
and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
What about Khan?
Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Second week of July. I mean, that's a very good week. Alright. No, I clicked on the thing.
Let's
Tell me
take
some.
another look at the manuscript.
Yeah, let's have a look at the things that are going on here.
Let's
Alright.
face it, we need help, George.
Yeah.
Someone who knows about these things.
What do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy
That's
who
not out for a
specializes
few
in medieval
months, yeah.
studies. His name is Lobinel.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it.
Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Kroon Museum. I'll give you the address.
Oh, and now you're doing this. I didn't before. I could click on the parts of them, but now you're doing this. Alright, okay, let's look at
There's
these
a
things.
woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
I'm an emotionless black hole. I remember, or I do not remember, but I was sat down in front of Watership Down. You know, the happy tale, the happy cartoon with all the rabbits and everything. And I just kept asking, why? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? All the way through the movie. And I don't remember it at all. I don't think, I cannot recall having ever seen that film. Not even in my later life. So, you know, the blood and the guts and everything else that is in there. Somewhere in my memory. Or it was somewhere in my memory if I haven't already, you know, lost it all. But yeah. I don't care. I don't remember it. It's a thing. Alright, hey, what's going on there?
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
The only one I knew there was Lux.
Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Alright. What about this one?
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
And they're sitting on top of a barrel. And here...
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Well, there we go. That's it. Now let's go and see Monsieur Lavender. I guess. Well, I'm going to stand up.
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
Inspiring music. I get in for the night. See you in the game tomorrow? Indeed. Presuming tomorrow is... Khan's manuscript, track down an assassin and uncover a medieval mystery. Achievement unlocked. Yeah. But yes, I will be there for Bert's Friday night game. Or Bert's game on his Friday night. Or the game of Bert that is Friday night. Where we will be doing Bloody Appalachia. That is the title of the thing, and not, oh, Bloody Appalachia. It's called Bloody Appalachia. Alright. Onwards. Provided it's still going ahead, of course. And then Cyberpunk 2077, if that one is going along as well. Musée Kroon. Let us go there. It's a window. Let's look in the window. Into the shadow, so it's dark.
Through the grimy glass, I could see several large shapes in a gloomy room. What they were, I couldn't imagine. I considered smashing my fist through the pane, wrenching open the window, and vaulting triumphantly into the building. Then I thought, no, that's dumb. Besides, I might get hurt.
Indeed you might. Oh, there's bushes. I don't know if these are new. I can't remember
Access
them.
to the side and rear of the museum building was blocked by a dense clump of bushes. A real macho guy would have plunged straight into the spiky, scratchy bushes. Not me.
Implying that you're not a macho guy. I mean, you're a sensible guy. We're not doing that, but hey. And here we are, in the museum. Alright, let's look at all the display cases before we start talking to the person. The statue.
It was a stone carving from ancient Egypt. I was no desecrator of tombs.
You say that now.
The case contained a collection of rocks. They were all shapes and colors, but they were still rocks. Above them, a sign read, L'âge paléolithique. I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was locked.
Alright, well, that's not what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to get a
The case
better look
contained
on
some
them.
fragments of pottery. They looked to me like broken flower pots. Above them, a sign read, L'âge paléolithique. I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard... The case contained 2 rows of silver coins. Each coin on the lower row showed a portrait of a guy with a huge nose. I tried to raise the glass cover of the case, but it didn't budge.
Why are you trying to steal them?
I looked
Just get
down at a
better
collection
look.
of tools with wooden handles and tarnished metal blades. There were knives, chisels, and spikes fanned out in a semicircle. I guess there's always been a need for home improvement. I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was locked. It was a large brass urn. There was nothing in the urn.
Oh, well, there's a
It was a
tapestry.
tapestry of a lady, a lion, and a unicorn. If I'd had more time, I could have stared at it all day.
Really?
Touching an object as rare and beautiful as that would have been the act of a barbarian. The totem pole looked distinctly out of place in the setting of the museum.
Watch out! You'll have that down on top of us!
Foreshadowing. I mean, yes. Very useful.
It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner
I
on the
don't know
lid.
what that's doing here either. I don't know what this one is doing here. I guess this is the Egyptian section just over here. And this is... I mean, they all say Paleolithic age. And then we've got this, which isn't from the Paleolithic age, or this. But this is just a collection of stuff. Oh look, you can wrench it open.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
Oh, and we haven't looked at this statue here either.
A metal rod attached to the wall was connected to the window.
Excuse me?
The
Hey, we've
rod
opened the
turned
window.
smoothly, and the window above me opened.
That's great.
It was a statue from ancient Egypt. Those old civilizations sure could teach us a few things about art and beauty.
You rotated the... I think I'm standing
The
in the
statue
way.
didn't deserve to be mauled by a Philistine like me.
Alright. I want you to move out of the way. Yeah. You rotated in a bit of the wrong place in order to get that done. But now we'll look at the tripod.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A
we
notice
need to borrow it
identified
for
it
a
as
few days,
15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
Why?
I'm sorry, I was excited.
There's
Hey,
nothing.
no! No, monsieur. No.
What's wrong?
You must not handle the exhibits.
I'm sorry.
Hello. Now we'll talk to you,
The
guard.
attendant had an air of self-importance and the kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink.
Come on out of there. Okay, yeah, you're away.
Pardon me,
Oui, monsieur?
are you Lobino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Oh well. Tell me, do you want to shake my hand?
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Would you like to tell me about the club?
Have you ever
Element?
heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh no, I don't frequent places like that.
Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not.
I assumed you were going to go, no.
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
And that's why I keep it in my pocket, close to my heart.
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
What does this tool mean to you?
That belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers.
I mean, it's from the 1990s, so it might possibly now be a priceless artifact.
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of pots used by the original inhabitants of Paris. The Paris pot people.
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur. Vanished in the mists of time. Didn't even have time to pack up their pots.
Oh, that's the thing. You got anything else to tell me about
I thought the original inhabitants of Paris were a tribe known as the Parisi.
That is right, monsieur. Renowned for their pots. You see, in those days, people didn't have much in the way of possessions. A few flints, some animal skins, maybe the odd bone or two. Naturally, when the Parisi came along with their pots, why, everybody wanted one.
I guess they must have caused a kind of consumer frenzy.
Yeah, oui.
By now,
They connect the market.
Capitalism
Cleaned
is
up.
great.
You don't know the first thing about those pots, do you?
No, monsieur.
What about those coins?
What can you tell me about the collection of coins?
A rare example of silver coinage from the reign of Philippe le Bel. That little old lay buried for centuries in a field on the outskirts of Paris. They're unique. Nothing like them has been found anywhere else in Europe.
Well, what about Philippe le Bel?
Who was Philippe le Bel?
You don't know? Philippe IV, the King of France.
Wasn't he the guy who wiped out the Knights Templar?
I have no idea, monsieur. All I know is he was King of France. I don't even know why he was called Philippe le Bel.
All right, well, what about the Knights
Do you know
Templar?
anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
What about the Knights Templar?
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Well, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age?
Why not?
Dream on.
Yeah, of course you could. Horrible person. George. Tell us
Can
about
you
the
give me
tripod.
any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
The angels, the codes, John Dee.
What's the
No.
importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century.
No, he wasn't.
The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
But whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
You don't know.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology.
That's a shame. That's an interesting
Can I
subject.
take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
Tell me about this alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
Okay.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Alright, well, I've got this.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Well, that's who we want to talk to, but
Thanks
he's not here.
for your help.
Alright, well I know, and I don't think this is what we do now. I believe this is later. If I do that, then I can go over to the sarcophagus. And you will be too busy dealing with that, and I can hide in the sarcophagus. But I believe...
Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur. You'll be suffocated.
No.
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy.
Alright, so pay attention, the window is open. Go over there and start doing your thing so that I can get in the sarcophagus. At the very least, I will get out of the sarcophagus again. You have noticed it, and you are... doing the window, so we will get in. We can hide, see? Hidden, but I think maybe we need to go to Ireland?
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
Yeah. Alright. So, we're gonna leave. And keep leaving.
The tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland to check it out.
Exactly. To Ireland to check it out. Huzzahs! I would have a drink there. To check it out. So yeah, alright. First of all, let's go to Rougerie. Oh, there's the airport. We'll just tell... I mean, I don't know if we need to tell... Nicole, he said, having forgotten her name, that we're going to Paris. But that... Oh, we're going to Paris. We're not going to Paris. Hey, I'm going to Paris! Congratulations, you've moved not a step and you're already
Hi,
there.
George.
I just let myself in all the time now. Alright, I could not find...
I found a tripod.
There we go.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marne.
I have heard of Loch Marne. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
Excellent. Show me this article. Let me not sit on the chair anymore.
A popular gossip magazine. You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
I thought you were a photographer. Alright, you're an article writer as well. Journalist, all round.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marne. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of his popular television program.
Look at all those people. And there was a crystal in there. Did you notice that?
This site at Loch Marne must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history. They're all cuckoo.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Picram's Dam is important, why don't you visit Lochmarn?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly?
Tell me about this.
What do you know about Professor
Professor
Pegram?
I've seen a television program, Pigram's Past. He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
I'll bet he'd be interested in the manuscript.
Right. Well.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Much later.
Keep me informed if you find anything new.
Ireland. Motivational music. Well, not motivational exactly, but inspirational now, maybe? Hey, you're off to do a big thing. Are we going to go to the aeroport? Paris? Lochmarn. Greetings from Ireland. So, I mean, look, it's the Eiffel Tower, but that is a central point of Paris, right? That is not. Leprechauns are not a central part of Lochmarn. Yeah? So let's just use the stereotypes, eh? Alright. Here we are. Good Irish fare.
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Lochmarn. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
So we're stuck here for the day. And indeed, this is where we are going to be stuck for the day. You do that while we go over to the ending. Now, as you can see, now my monkey down the bottom as well. Hello, I'm in two places now. I'm going to be adding a face every time we go back here. But yes, this is where we're ending for the day. It says I've played for 2 hours and 42 when it says when I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't lose any time by doing this, by dying, because I just lost like seconds. Maybe a minute, but hey, whatever it is, this is where we're ending for today, and we'll keep going with this tomorrow. But I'm uncertain whether it will be tomorrow morning or tomorrow night, evening, just before the game. Yeah, before the Cyberpunk Red, sorry, not Cyberpunk 2077, Cyberpunk Red that is going on, because I'm uncertain how I feel at the moment. I am yawning a lot and I'm tired, and I did not sleep well last night, and I did not sleep well the night before. So I am uncertain whether I will be in a fit state to do things come the morning. Especially as, you know, the stuff going on tonight, which you can see me on the Steam Still Murder channel, where we'll be kicking off a new campaign, or a new adventure at least, for Bloody Appalachia, which is an OSR style game, but not, I don't want to say not fantasy, but not high magic would be a good way of putting it. Yeah, so some magic, low level magic related stuff in there. But, you know, if that sounds interesting, come over and join me and everybody else. Bert, Jameis, Constantina, Dion, and other guy whose username I can only remember right now. Tossy Clown. Clown. He's a clown. He might kill us all. I don't know. But anyway, come join us over there doing our thing. Bill! There we go. I remembered his name. It was very simple. It was only 4 letters, and only 3 of those were different letters. Ah, should have remembered it. Dang. Me and names. Very bad. Hey, still. There we go. Well, as I say, we will be back tomorrow with this. But before I leave this, I want to say that me here, appreciate you. Because it doesn't matter how long you've been here, and whether you were here live and in person, or if the VOD was your choice of watching method. The fact that you did spend any time here with me means that I appreciate you. You are amazing for doing that. You're amazing in general, and the fact that you chose to do it here, spend some of your time here with me, means that I got to bask in your amazingness, which is great. But yeah, as I said, we'll be back tomorrow. Uncertain about what time. Sorry if that is going to mess things up, but all depends on how I feel. Still, until then, I am barely Richard, and this whole thing around us, well, that remains and is always going to be LMTDTMFFR, or say it with me now, limited time offer, no vowels. And you, why, you have fun and stay weird.